Hey everyone, Steven here. Woke up, it's Sunday morning, woke up with a little bit of a tight neck. I have different videos on YouTube showcasing some other techniques that you can use, but I'm going to do a new one utilizing the little massage cane here and a couple stretches that I'm going to use just to help relieve some of the tension that I have going on with my neck. I slept wrong with my pillow. Now, I'll have a link for this in the description, but if you have one of these really cool versatile tool that you can use, for this first part, all I'm going to do is put it on my trap and just kind of seek out little knotted areas and just kind of push on them. And I can even kind of swivel this a little bit just to start, just kind of warm it up. And I'll even like pull down. I'm trying to keep this arm a little bit more passive. It's more for a guide just because it's hard if I'm here. All the work comes from this bottom arm. That way I'm not keeping the shoulder tense when I do this. So just finding some knotted areas in there. If I find a really bad one, I can hang out for a second on top of it. And then the next part is, once I'm there, I can actually begin to move my head. So what I'll do is I'll usually come down and up, and then I go ear to shoulder like this, and then kind of away at an angle this way. And then I can even bring my head up this way. And I'll do that for a couple spots on this, just wherever I find those really big knots. Just kind of moving at these various angles. You don't have to do them in any particular order. Usually kind of towards the outside part of the trap too, you're going to find some pretty tight spots in there. Now, this is where you really need to distinguish too between whether or not this is good painful or this is just straight painful. If you're pushing on like a nerve or something like that and straight painful, don't do it. Okay? And remember, really pushing down with this one's just loose, it's just hanging out here. Good. After that, so I used this long portion of this. After that, I'm going to use a shorter portion. I'm actually going to kind of pull this into my neck here. Same thing, this one's just loose, just to make sure that this doesn't go out of or away from my body, doesn't fall away from my body. But holding here, I'm going to pull in lightly, and then same thing, I'm just going to kind of tilt my head away and at various angles, just to kind of get some of the tension out of my neck. SCM right here, this big meaty muscle that you see right here, usually gets super tight, so usually you'll find that there. And then all your levators, right, all the muscles in your neck, you're going to get really tight. Just find a point and kind of pull away at these different angles, and you usually will begin to feel some of that tension that you've had through here go away. I usually tell clients too, I mean, this isn't necessarily a cure-all. It's not something that's going to knock out your headache 100% completely. But if you have a tension headache, getting the thing that's causing some of the tension, right, some of these areas that are tense, that are causing the pull on the head, that are causing the headache, will help for sure. As far as how many times I might do this, maybe 2 to 3 times within the day. I wouldn't really push it further than that. If I'm going to push around on my tissues too much, I'm going to cause more irritation and I might just make the headache worse. Or if I don't have a headache and I'm just doing this to do this, I might give myself a headache. Now, if you have a super tight trap and super tight neck, I mean, obviously you can do these to help with that. You just want to be careful that you're not doing too much, because then you're just causing tissue irritation. And then you're going to make it so that you actually just get a headache. Now, after that, I'm going to move on to pec. For pec, I'm going to put this down here. I'm going to put this just on my pec right here. Same thing, I'm going to put it at various spots on my chest. Usually the chest is really tight, so it's causing that pull or being pulled like this, which is shortening the muscles in the backside, right? Everything's interconnected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here, and I'm actually going to just find a spot on my pec, and I'll push down like that. And I'll hold up here. And then once I'm here, I'm just going to move, because this is a really tight spot on my chest. I'm just going to move my arm in front of me like this, out at about a 45-degree angle to my side here. And then these two are really where I'm going to start to feel it, and then pulling back like that is where I'm going to feel it. I might even feel like I feel tissue restriction, like holding this down, it makes it so my arm can't go back as far as normal. And then move to a different spot, see if I can find a good one right there, and then same thing. And the first couple for me, really, it's just situating the tissue. It's not going to create a pull. That would be more for my backside. Certain ones like this though, moving forward, I can feel it at any angle. Back like that. And I'll do that at different spots. Especially through this band through here. Usually we're going to feel a lot of tension. Here, this one I'm just going to go to the side. And then back. Another one that you can do, it's going to be harder for me to illustrate here. You can actually situate this so that you'll place it against the wall. Do it for my other pec. It would be better if it was a flat wall, but this is what I have to work with for right now. And then I would actually dig and lean on this, right? I'm going to push down on it, hold it here, and then I'll move my arm, right? Same kind of principle with that. But you're going to want to find a flat, not one where I'm just putting on this little spot. So that's another one that you can do also. You can do this on the ground if you want to try and make it even a little bit more passive with how your arm falls back versus you raising it up. The more passive you can make it, the better for that. Now, last two things we're going to work on are stretches. I've done a door stretching series. I'll put a link for that in the description box as well that you can follow. This is just two from that. One is I'm going to take my hand like this. I'm going to place it on a door frame here. Opposite foot is forward, and then I'm leaning forward. My arm is relaxed and bent. And then once I'm here, I'm going to tilt my head to the side and away. And that's really just going to stretch that neck and trap right there. And then I'm going to kind of pull at different angles, and you'll feel that difference while you're moving your head away and around where you're going to feel it, right? Holding this 15, 20, maybe 30 seconds, no longer than that. With this over here, as far as how many times you're going to do each thing, usually as far as the passes, I showed you about 4. I'm doing 3 or 4 as far as like where I move. Finding spots, I'm finding about 3 or 4 typically. I might not have that many, but I'll find 3 or 4 spots and then I'll work on that. I'm not trying to spend an insane amount of time. On this whole side, if I ran through everything really, really quick, we're talking 2 minutes. This stretch, like I said, 20, 30 seconds. Last one is going to be a pec stretch. Take my arm here, opposite leg forward. I'm going to place it there. My arm is relaxed, and then I'm going to turn away like that. Pec stretch here. That's one variation of it. I could just do where my arm is here, where my hand is here. Turn away like that. Either or. Typically, I find that some people can't get into this. They don't feel it, but they get in here and they go like this, and they feel this. Okay. So just those 2 options for you there. So hopefully this video helps anybody that has kind of neck tension and they've seen some of my other videos and they wanted some other things that they could do. This is a great tool that you can use, that you can keep with you. It's not as mobile as a lacrosse ball, but it's a good tool to have with just the different things that you can do, especially when we're talking about pushing and almost like moving it around a little bit and almost getting a little bit of massage without you having to move your body like you do around a lacrosse ball. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you want more videos and all of that, definitely hit the subscribe button. You can check out my backlog of videos. That might help you as well. If there's anything that you want to see, let me know. I'm trying to create more content with some of this stuff, but I also want to hear from you guys. Maybe you have a specific problem that requires medical exercise or some natural movement workouts, nutrition advice, my degrees in nutrition from Oklahoma State University. Hit me up, let me know what you want to see, and I want to thank you guys so much for watching.